Life feels noisy right now, doesn't it? From the moment we wake up, there's a constant hum in the background. Notifications pinging, endless feeds to scroll through, new updates, new tasks, new voices demanding our attention. Even when we say we're resting, the truth is our minds are still running, jumping from thought to thought, rarely pausing long enough to catch a real breath. And that's exactly why, as I'm talking with you today, I'm coloring a page from my new coloring book, Blissful Vibes. I created it with positive quotes to bring calm and encouragement into your day. Little reminders that you deserve to slow down. The page in front of me right now says "Take it easy," with a girl resting in a hammock on the beach. Just looking at it feels like a gentle reminder to pause, and as I fill it with color, I want you to imagine what it would feel like if you gave yourself permission to slow down too. Think about the last time you were still fully without a screen in your hand. We tell ourselves to relax, but even when that starts to feel like work sometimes. Meditation apps, yoga classes, journaling routines, all wonderful tools, but sometimes they add another thing to the never-ending to-do list. And when your brain is already buzzing, sitting in complete silence, trying to force yourself to think of nothing can feel impossible. So, what do most of us do? Well, we default to scrolling, to numbing out, to filling our downtime with even more stimulation. But what if relaxation didn't have to be complicated? What if you could shift out of that restless headspace into calm, not by doing nothing, but by doing something simple, almost childlike, and completely judgment-free? What if the tool you've been missing has been quietly sitting in front of you, in a box with pencils, a set of markers, or even just a simple crayon? Coloring isn't new. In fact, it's something many of us haven't thought about since childhood. Back when it was second nature, sitting on the floor, crayons scattered, filling out shapes without a single thought of productivity or perfection. But somewhere along the way, we left it behind, convinced it was childish, too simple, too unimportant. And yet, science and psychology both tell us that coloring can actually be a powerful tool for stress relief. It might sound surprising at first. We think coloring, that's just for kids, or maybe I'm not artistic enough, or maybe I don't have the right supplies. And of course, the most common, I just don't have time. But there's truth that coloring isn't about creating art that belongs in galleries. It's not about talent or perfection. It's about the process. It's about slowing down, about focusing your attention on one small area at a time, and about letting your breathing settle into a rhythm with the movements of your hand. When you color, your brain shifts instead of bouncing between dozens of tabs in your mind. It begins to anchor itself in something tangible. Each stroke of color draws you deeper into the present. Each decision, red or blue, bright or muted, pulls you away from the endless questions that loop in your head. It becomes a meditation without silence, a focus without pressure. The simple act of filling in the space becomes a doorway into calm. And there's the magic of color itself. Color psychology shows us how tones influence moods. Softer pastels can soothe and comfort. Bright and bold shades can energize and lift you up. Earthy tones can ground you and remind you of nature, of steady roots. The palette you choose becomes a reflection of how you feel, or even how you want to feel. And unlike scrolling, which tends to leave you drained, coloring gives you something back, a little spark of joy, a moment of play, and the reminder that you can create beauty in the simplest of ways. Before I move on to the next tip, if you want to learn more about coloring and getting creative and help you reset, click the link in my description box or the comment section below. I put together a free 7-day creative reset guide that gives you 7 unique prompts to break creative blocks. Simple daily activities that you can do in just 15 to 20 minutes, and you don't even need any fancy tools. Whether you've been away from your sketchbook for weeks or you're just needing a little creative reset, this will help you feel like art is fun again. And by the end of the week, you'll feel inspired, lighter, and more connected to your creativity. Because that's the real gift of coloring. It's not just about stress relief in the moment, it's about what it gives you after. It becomes a mini retreat in your day, a pocket of stillness you can reach for whenever you need it. Imagine replacing 10 minutes of scrolling before bed with 10 minutes of coloring. Picture yourself sitting with a cup of tea, music playing softly, and colors spilling gently across your page. Instead of winding yourself up before sleep, you ease your mind into rest. Or maybe it's a break in between the middle of your day when your head feels heavy with work, and instead of adding more noise, you take a coloring break and return sharper, calmer, and more focused. That's the beauty of it. Coloring doesn't demand hours of your time. It doesn't require preparation or performance. It simply meets you where you are. And in those small moments, your nervous system begins to reset. You notice yourself breathing deeper. You find yourself responding more calmly to challenges. You feel your shoulders drop and your mind soften. And maybe, without realizing it, you begin to rediscover that playful, curious part of yourself that you thought was long gone. Because creativity isn't only for artists, it's for humans, it's for women and men, and it's for who we are. When we give in to ourselves and give ourselves permission to create without expectation, whether through coloring, doodling, or just making marks on the page, we remind ourselves of something essential, that rest and play are not luxuries, they're medicine. The more you return to coloring, the more it becomes a ritual. It could be 10 minutes before bed, it could be a Sunday morning ritual with coffee, it could even be a mindful pause during your workday. However it fits into your life, it gently replaces chaos with calm. Instead of always absorbing stimulation, you start creating. Instead of drowning in noise, you carve out a pocket of peace. And in a world that constantly asks you to be productive, coloring whispers back, just be present. And here's the shift that matters most. Over time, it doesn't just change your evenings or your mornings, it changes you. You start to see how much calmer you feel, how much more resilient you are, how much easier it is to step back from stress, even outside of your coloring time, because you've trained your brain to anchor itself in small, simple actions. You've learned to rest without needing to be passive. You've discovered a way to create without pressure. And in that discovery, you reclaim a part of yourself that social media, work, and consistent noise often steals away. So if you've been searching for a way to breathe deeper, to feel lighter, to feel calm without adding more complexity, remember this. Coloring isn't just a hobby. It's a reset button, a reminder that your mind deserves quiet, your hands deserve play, and your soul deserves color. And if you're ready to take the next step and bring this into your own life, I'd love to invite you to my coffee membership. Every month, I share a brand new printable coloring page, and you can download it instantly, along with exclusive challenges, video lessons, and behind the scenes peeks into my sketchbook. Think of it as your monthly creative reset, always waiting for you whenever life gets too noisy. It's not just about coloring pages, it's about building a sanctuary of creativity you can return to again and again. Because now you know why coloring might be the relaxation tool that you've been missing. But you might still be wondering how to keep that feeling alive, how to weave it into your daily rhythm, and how to find the inspiration when you need it most. And that's why your next step is to join me on Ko-fi, where I'll guide you through new prompts, new pages, and new ways to bring calm back into your life. Together, we'll make space for stillness, for play, and for colors your soul has been waiting to release.